All right, this is part three in the series. Today's is cancel culture good? So, cancel culture, we'll be talking from the side of cancel culture is good today. So, I have here from procon.org, which is credible because it has a lot of actual, it's more not really making their own work, it's really citing other people to the point of where it's just pro con arguments. So it's basically as raw as you can get. So one pro of cancel culture is that people who don't have power can influence society and get what needs to be done according to them, because they don't really get a say in all of this, but if they have just even a little bit of time, they can help change the world. And so for my direct quote from this is Osita Nwanu, MPP, staff writer at The New Republic, states the critics of cancel culture are plainly threatened not by a new and uniquely powerful kind of public criticism, but by a new set of critics, young progressives, including many minorities and women who, largely through societal media, have obtained a seat at the table of where justice matters. Now, she's stating that people like disenfranchised people and like people who are less powerful can actually do things now. You know, they can actually influence what goes on in America and society and get things done. And that's a really cool thing. I agree with that. That is very, very good when it's in the right hands. That is a good thing that can happen, and people having influence is it's good. You know, nobody likes a monopoly. Another good thing about cancel culture is that it's just a new form of boycott. You know, we've always know the Montgomery bus boycott, you know, but these days you don't really see that anymore, except in like other countries. But this cancel culture can be taken as a new theme or like stance of boycotting. Now, if a celebrity says something like, you know, that word that we don't call black people, or anything along the lines of that, or makes a joke about something that's not funny or not supposed to be made, or is just plainly offensive and is just overall not acceptable in modern society, then people can say, hey, no, we're not going to listen to you anymore. You know, we're not going to pay attention to you, and we're going to cancel you. You know, we're going to basically boycott your material so nobody listens to you anymore. And I think that's a pretty good thing too, because if somebody says something that's not acceptable, then why should we still allow them to be saying things on massive media? You know, we should just say, yeah, no, you know, we're not going to listen to you anymore. We're not going to listen to you skew our environment here. Lastly, another pro from this source is call out culture allows marginalized people to seek accountability where the justice system fails. So I talked about this in the last video, like Bill Cosby, for example. The authorities just couldn't catch him. You know, the authorities couldn't pin him on anything at first. So they dropped his case, and then they did it again, and they dropped his case. But finally, people came out, and lots of people did research, and they brought it to the authorities saying, Bill Cosby's a real bad dude. You know, he should not be allowed to be the way he is. You know, he needs to be put in behind bars. So they went and they did it again, and guess who they found guilty? Bill Cosby. He had done a lot of bad things, and to think he was on public television for so many years. And I really like that part too, because when the justice system fails, it's just really aggravating to watch this person get away with what they're doing. You know, like they should not be allowed to be on the in society anymore after doing these things. But sometimes the justice system fails because the justice system, I'll give it credit, it's a very good system, you know, when it's unbiased, but at the same time, it just lacks at some points. So that's a really good part of cancel culture. It's overall, cancel culture really hinges on the fact of whose hands it is, you know. I just talked about all the pros that I could literally, all the pros that I could find. I had a lot of trouble coming up with pros about cancel culture, and I'll get into that in the next video and the one after that. The next ones I have planned are episode 4, which is the cons of cancel culture, and then episode 5, which is my personal opinion and what I take away with this, and what I've tried to decipher and put in my own words, and what I've come to the conclusion to. So that pretty much wraps it up. You know, the pros of cancel culture: it allows less powerful people to have an impact. It allows people who are in the like minorities to just basically boycott, boycott people who are saying things that are not acceptable. And you can also get people who have evaded the justice system. They've used a good system to their gain, and it's not acceptable, and they're going to get taken care of. So, yeah, see you in episode 4.